I don't know. No. I don't make an office before, yeah? So, come with that track. He has own development. Can the mother week what exactly what is happening?
Bam, the Chara, I'm with your mechanics. On your more than Guru. Obiaramaka nwa m nwanyị na nwa okorobịa mekọrọ ihe nwa okorobịa ha kpọrọ nwa kpọlata nwa m nwanyị. So after m bịachara nga ga ije ndị eze nọ na ngwuru oje ndị eze leba ya anya kwuru de nwa ka ige m lezie the boy because o megi isi ike kpọta de nwa ha mee ya hand over to police. So anyị nọ na-agazi ije na police enwezie nwa di m Justin Agọ ha pụta as a witness onye the boy egoro ego ọwụ from my kindred anyị na ya anaghị erikọta ihe nwaanyị. Yeah, bia. Now, my first witness that the boy emechali ihe na na-eme na nwaanyị gba nkwụ mee white wedding so na-eke ya nwanna nwa nwoke ya. Ha bido na drag nwa anyị aga tụrụ ndị naptic anọ ya bịa mee invite that state government hụrụ ya na post gị si na ha leba ya anya. Ha eme anyị invite mee the boy invite. Kpee ya on the 1st of December. Kpọkwa ndị kindred mechaa interview. Decide this year that this child should stay with her biological mother till she is of age. Abekuwezi handles on n'ime. Then the boy assign a man sign ya ha eme a photo start nya a photo of the copy. Ha nyekwere m ofu sinye gị. Then the boy guzuru n'ihu ndị naptics that ya adịghị competent with the judgment. Nwa di m Justin Agọ he guzuru n'ihu ndị naptics see the boy don't worry that he will direct him on what to do. After anyị lala 2 weeks. The TMT, the traditional prime minister, after Izela, that I should bring the child in a palace again and come for my appeal. Ezani say government appeal, there is nothing like appeal, that I should not answer anybody except lawyer. So, there been a lot of threats. This was not threatening because Obodom she better will to all day. A meeting na gebugi by 5. One person up at Abia that after gebugi by 5. Gisi gabapo by 2 o'clock. Haga was the people say gapo by 2 hand check. So and when a lot of threats, they decide they are same the baby got when a motherless baby soon. In the China Mamisha Bonwa a young 5 months got when a motherless baby. Mark was say the baby got yours you know since the 3 months men are. So na lot as a weekend be lazy man with my child. I was last month. My sister now on a tiger base at one say no today. One Mr. Justin Agọ and the one Mr. Chamberlain Abia. Bia narrate ga story ya woro story mo. That na ha say na ha me ma rest bia kuru nwa kutere ha. Ya Joyce onwa gị na ya so nwa ya sị na nwe government ga-akpe ya nwa ha na age ahụ. Na ọba hụrụ ya nwe na-emefushi ego ya na-adọrị nwa nwaanyị na ọ hapụ ka dị nwa too. So after her gachara, my sister told me that I'm very careful for this boy to take this step. No, I got the diabolic. It's okay, no problem. Not until 2 weeks later, on the 26th of last month, Mala weekend on Sunday, Simaga lady Molaru, Yawuna one work on 20 years and I did my honor, Garono because of nurse. Now one of the hospital on Oga night. So may decide then as a Monday, come share it in my hand and make one clean up. On was a Monday night. By 11:30 to 12 abali. Yeah, when they walk around my house because I'm going to be animal be or surrender before I went to people. We had you, but I can't on maybe do now. About touch, I'm cotton. People from the Amako, man when you're on a front yard, the mobile home, cover you here, so trouser. Nketa had their lawyer, so yeah, we're all bad in Nketa. Nketa Hetina backyard, the ma about to my own room. She na makoke dining left one and sit at the backyard. Mother boy she from the protector. Who fair na who wall gata para kwacha ishi ha kam na huzi. Yen wezi another one who goes on humu. Ba humu so come back. This trouser wana baba. Nna huya from the Amako. Ma Josie, who is that? Yasin no ya. Si wonye ya boma hanti joma no ya. Iwu onye. Na ya chogulom since 7 o'clock. Masi chogulom since 7 o'clock. Who ya gege who ya huzi around 11:30 to 12 abale. Isi heke la wa tomorrow gebia. Yasin ya daro shi si la wechi legi jiemu. Yasin mba na onye oji a na-atụ ilulu na mpụta na-eji ka ya jiemu. Meela anya asorendala the whole building. Amaghị m what to do. Ma Joyce si wonye ya si ya uchi na-egbo. Enwere nwa di nna za Chinegbo. Si uchi na-egbo ya si yes and looking from the Amako. Ọwụhụ Chinegbo ahụ onye atụrụ ugbo adị mkpọ nwụkwanụ voice ya. They just use that voice, that name. Ma kpọọ m ya aza, si ya ndị bịara n'ụlọ gị by this time, na-ajụsi ndị ọwụle ndị. Di m asị, who is that? Onye ahụ onye mepe room ya. Si ya gbapekwuru ụzọ lesa gbara ha gị onye ọwụ. Since m na-akọrọ gị akụkọ, ele the protector. Because since m na ya na-ekwu aka ya nọ n'azụ, ama m ihe o ji. Ele the protector, hitie ya, ama m ihe eji hitie ma ha ma gịnị. The age of that protector, block eji wụọ ya add half. With noise nkịta ahụ, ma eleze the iron door. Prone for uncompleted building ebe m na-arụchaba arụcha gbazie ya ebe ha bịa igbu m kuru nwa ka ha kuruzie nwa ka m dọwa ndụ m ma gbazie the protector mepe the door immediately mepere ya nọchi ọfụma chema ma pụtawala meshizi from that iron door sneak out to the uncompleted room shi na window uncompleted ahụ pụọ baa ime ọhịa gagazi ime ọhịa pụzi ebe ndị mmadụ ụnụ wepụzi olu na-etizi aghara one Mr. Anthony him to get we watch night na-eje echere mmadụ ụlọ nche ha gbafụta with torch bịa gba towards the road hụ keke si ya hụrụ keke bọs white pakarịa n'elu na this boy mụ na ya mekọrọ ha na-ele moto na-eji agba m si ihe mma moto kembụsọ na-agba edere Imo Poli ama m ka ọ gbago ugbu a with one machine so anyị agazie with ndị zara m oku anyị abazie n'ime ụlọ the protector dị open ha efile na mkpọde baby mee escape ama ahụ na ha hapụrụ m ya anyị ekuruzie the baby ka anyị pụwazie n'abalị ahụ nne m ukwu mi na ya bizi nso ahụzie that one nso combat ahụ gba ahụ hụrụ jụọ ya gba ya tọch iwe onye ọ nọ nga machine nọ nga ya efe elu machine start ya machine move eruzi in the morning ma ga report to police ndị police agakwa na game the boy arrest ya wụrụ na ọ kwapụla from ebe obi they now have to pick nwa dima soge ya leg to leg na-eme witness ebe niile ọ gaga ndị polisi eme ya arrest lọkọ ya emeke statement kọọla ndị polisi otu ochie soge the boy garuo to Tiger Base kọọla ndị polisi otu ochiri pịa m ihe pịa m mgbe ọ pịara m ihe abịara m ga-ehụ m tie otu ochie pịa m ihe pịacha ndị polisi si okay you have been following this boy leg to leg, you have not abandoned him. If he abandons you now, he's a criminal. Ị ga-akpọfụtara anyị the boy. Gbakwanụ ha that ha na-take laws into their hand. Hụ na otu shit ọgụtọ that ịpịara this woman in here. What you gave this woman was physical assault. Flogging a woman, a married woman for that matter. So ha ga-akpọtazie the boy. Ya nọrọ n'ihu m before anyị aba n'ime ọfịs gwa the boy say na ọ gọwa na enweghị any evidence na ọwụ naanị ya gbaga keke bus nwere white carrier n'elu. And that man hụrụ ya na gala na Stacy ganye statement that ihe hụrụ keke bus carrier n'elu. Ndị polisi agakwa na the boy si na agba keke bus ya si ndị polisi aga-ebute the bus ya wụ keke bus nwere carrier n'elu. So the police are still in investigation. Na ha chọga proper this thing ha ja akpọpụ anyị to court. That asa anyị nwetara nọmba moto or anybody capture ihe mege n'abalị. So now they are on still investigation and peace ground. Ka ime peace while amatabe m ndị bịara n'ụlọ m.
Okay, which means nwa gị kwanụ nwa kwanụ ka ebe ọ nọ.
Nwa ha nọ with me.
Okay, good. Ọ dị mma biko ụmụnne m kachasị ndị Mbaise ndị mpaghara ebe nwaanyị ashi biko nụ unu manada guy dụọ na ọdụ onye m ya dụọ ya ọdụ anyị agaghị achọ situation whereby ya ga-enwe any kind of attempted kidnap because ihe bịara ihe ewu kidnapping and we follow up with the police ka anyị nwee ike mara exactly ọ gọwala na ọwụ ya mana nsogbu anọ anyị ga na-aga n'ubi ka ji n'aka and ndụ nwaanyị a na nwa ahụ nọ n'ihe iyi egwu so ihe asụchara ihe ndị polisi ga-eluko into mana for now biko ndị obodo ihe a na-eme na be ha biko anyị na-arịọ ka unu nwee ike jiri aka unu dụọ that young man ọdụ ka ihe a berenụ gharakwa ibe ọzọ. Ndewo maka ịbịa mee ka ụwa mara maka nke a.
Thank you, sir.
Igbo Chineke kalụmachọ ezi mma pụrụ iche Igbo dị sabeji m n'aka n'ebe ahụ ime ugbu a na ị na-enweta onwe gotu aka m si anabata gị kpọmkwem n'oge ihe omume anyị Chibụọ Anụ Ọzọ na-abịara gị kwa ụbọchị Satọde niile. Tata wo ahịa Nkwọ dịka ndị Igbo si agụ ya. I want to personally and of course on behalf of well-meaning Igbo men and women, Igbo sons and daughters, to give General Gowon this message. We saw in the book you wrote, My Life of Duty and Allegiance. and we saw everything you wrote. In the 181 pages of that same book you wrote, sir, there was never a place, never a paragraph, a sentence where you regretted the wasting of millions of lives of Ndigbo during the war. Everything about your book was your duty and allegiance. Your duty and allegiance. And your duty during the war was to waste life of Ndigbo. And probably allegiance to Nigeria is to make sure that as far as the Igbos decided to secede from Nigeria, they should be wasted. That is the only summary of the book you wrote. Your life of duty and allegiance. 881 pages. A book you would have used to heal Nigeria. A book you would have used to appeal to the conscience of Nigerians, to the conscience of the present day leaders, to treat Ndigbo right. A book you would have used to conclusively make Ndigbo part and parcel of Nigeria. But you failed, sir. You failed because this stubbornness of Nigerian leaders are still found even in the early leaders. It shows that even the early leaders of this country are as stubborn as the present leaders of Nigeria. The ego of Nigerian leaders, instead of them to repent, they are always explaining. They are always blaming the next person. In your 881 pages of your life of duty and allegiance, you used half of the pages to blame Ojukwu for the war. You said Ojukwu did not, Ojukwu came home and started announcing the Aburi Accord, whatever. When Ojukwu waited for you to announce this confederation, so that every confederate state in Nigeria, every component part of Nigeria will manage their resources and give the federal government their own percentage. You came home and you are ambassadors in Lagos, you are commissioners in Lagos, and you are ministers in Lagos confused you. Something you signed, something that you are delegates, you are secretaries from Nigeria, and the secretaries from Biafra went to Accra to write and rewrite and review and go through and remove and impute and output. Everything was concluded in Accra. Even the general, the army general that was the president of Accra then, Accra, right? President of Ghana then, by them Accra. While driving two of you and Ojukwu, to the airport, was very happy. Was very happy. Two of you promised the man that you are going to implement the Aburi Accord. You went to Lagos and they confused you. Something you signed in Ghana. Now you came home now in your book, now you are blaming Ojukwu. You are blaming Ojukwu. When they said immediately you get home, make sure that Nigerians know that this is what was decided in Ghana. You were wasting time. You were dilly-dallying. You were trying to play games with what the lives of Nigerians and the lives of Ndigbo. And the killings continued. And now you said Ojukwu didn't wait. Ojukwu was in a hurry. Because you were trying to play games with the life of Ndigbo. In your 881 pages of your life of duty and allegiance, you never for once told us why there was a federal blockade. There was a federal blockade that blocked human rights and human organizations, charity organizations, from coming into Biafra, you know, to give them food, give them certain things for the survival of the war. You blocked every aeroplane. You blocked countries. You blocked charity organizations from flying into Biafra to deliver food. You didn't apologize. Federal blockade or blockade of any type, of any kind, during the war is not a military strategy. It is a crime against humanity, and you committed it. Go on. Go on, you committed crime against humanity, committed the crime against Igbo by blocking food from coming into Biafra. And you didn't apologize. You didn't say, I am sorry. You are 90 years old, sir. Millions were killed during the Biafran war. You blocked food, social amenities, things that are supposed to alleviate the suffering of men, women, old men, and old women during the war in Biafra land. You blocked food from reaching them. And more people died of your federal blockage than those bullets killed. And in your 881 pages, sir, you didn't say, I am sorry. Your federal troops, area bombings, targeted schools where children and women are, targeted hospitals, targeted churches, targeted marketplaces, which are never military strategy, but a crime against Igbo. You bombed schools, you bombed hospitals, you bombed marketplaces, you bombed churches. These things are not allowed during the war. But you did it, go on. But you didn't say, I am sorry. To you, it is war. To you, go on, it is war. Even refuge camps. Refuge camps, go on, you bombed them. To you, it is war. Yet, it is a crime against Igbo. A crime during the war. You don't do that. You said you're a military man. There was nothing military about the war you prosecuted against Biafrans. Nothing military about it. Everything you did, go on, I put it to you, sir, was to annihilate, exterminate Igbo. I am in Nigeria. We know the kind of eyes you people from the north look at us that are from the east. We know. Thank God we know. Now, everything you did during the war, even trying to deny that Britain didn't help you people, we know you are lying, sir. Even to deny that America didn't help you people, we know you are lying. And we know that this issue of Soviet Union, or the issue of Ojukwu using the Biafra mineral resources, mortgaging to France, so that France will be supplying Biafra with weapons. We know you are just using it as a propaganda, sir, because we know the truth. Even when France asked Ojukwu to mortgage it for 20 years for them, so that France will supply Biafra with all necessary ammunition for the war, Ojukwu refused. Ojukwu said no. That was why Biafrans, during the war, resorted to self-help, resorted to building our own bomb, building our own armored car, building our own ammunition. If France had helped Biafrans during the war, there would be no Nigeria. Let me repeat. If what you said, that Ojukwu mortgaged the mineral resources of Biafrans to France, so that France will supply Biafrans with ammunitions. If France had supplied the Biafrans with the kind of ammunitions you stated in your book, sir, there would be no Nigeria. You lied. And we know you lied at 90 years. After the war, you said there was no victor, there was no vanquished, everybody this and that, Bobo Tibo and all the rest. But after the war, what did you do? Every millions, pounds, naira, whatever, that Biafrans had, they only went home with the 20 shillings. You did it. Go on. You did it. Yet you said there was no victor, there was no vanquished. You same Gowon. You said there was no victor, there was no vanquished. But every Igbo man that has reached the height of his career in the public service in the civil service was reduced to ordinary junior clerk, junior officer. No Igbo man or woman was allowed into the higher cadre of the public service, especially the federal service. No Igbo man under you was a senior officer in the federal civil service. No Igbo man was permanent secretary under you in the federal civil service. No Igbo man reached the federal position, the normal federal position of somebody that has reached the career in the federal service. Under you, go on. Yet you said there was no victor, there was no vanquished. Go on. You rebuilt Southwest and they rebuilt the North. You abandoned the East. Yet you said there was no victor, no vanquished. Even in Port Harcourt, you allowed this slogan of abandoned properties to take root especially in Port Harcourt, because they worked hand in hand with you during the war. They helped you to sabotage the Biafran war. They helped you to sell off the Biafran people. They helped you to sabotage. In fact, go on. The truth remains that instead of you using the 881 pages to say, I am sorry. Yes, it was the life of your duty and the life of your allegiance or whatever. But millions died before you. Thousands massacred before your very eyes. You would have used these 881 pages of the book you wrote to heal Nigeria finally, but you didn't because of the ego. Why will you apologize to Ndibo who are there? Who are the Easterners? Who are the Southeasterners? Who are there? Why will I say sorry? But the sorry would have healed a whole lot of things. If you had said sorry in that your book, you would have healed a whole lot of things. You would have showed Igbo a different perspective from which they could not look to Nigeria, or look onto Nigeria, or look at Nigeria. You would have changed a terrible mindset of Igbo against Nigeria if you had said sorry in your book, sir. Even during the Holocaust in Germany, the German chancellor knelt down and begged Germans, begged the world, begged the Israelis, begged the Jewish population, and said sorry for the Holocaust caused by Adolf Hitler. Sorry, we are sorry. Even in Rwanda, after the genocide in Rwanda, the president said sorry. The current president said sorry. He was a rebel leader then. He said sorry. And he rebuilt Rwanda. He doesn't care who is a Husi or who is a Hutu, or doesn't care who is, he doesn't care. Every section of that country was rebuilt. Even America, after slavery, said sorry. America said sorry to black Americans that were sold as slaves to America. They said sorry. And they rebuilt their colony, rebuilt their states, and made them comfortable. We have a lot of conflicts in the world that their leaders have come out to say sorry. But go on. You chose not to say sorry. You are trying to be diplomatic. There are a lot of things you did not say. And those things you did not say are the truth. And you know it, sir. You chose the ones you want us to hear. You chose the ones you want us to believe. But, sir, as a student of government and public admin, and of course political science, sir, we have raw manuscripts of the Aburi Accord, recorded video of the Aburi Accord, and what transpired between you and Ojukwu in Ghana. And we know that if we should blame anybody for the 1966 coup, we should blame Awolowo. We should blame Awolowo. Because even the coup plotter said it. Their main job, their main purpose was to make sure that the strike And probably after succeeding, they will go to prison and bring out Awolowo and make him the president of Nigeria. Yet you people tagged it Igbo Q. You people are not yet ready to heal Nigeria. You people are not yet ready to say the truth. When you people are ready to heal Nigeria and say the truth, we, Igbos, we know. But for now, let us keep pretending that we are one Nigeria. Thank you very much.